Hi guys, welcome back to Life with Kids. I'm Kids. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for giving your girl a shot, because you probably don't know me from Adams and you're like, I hope you guys stay and enjoy the ride. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not new here, you've been here before, I really do appreciate you, because you guys have stuck with me throughout the motions. We've actually grown a bit. I got a few new subscribers while I was MIA, and I really do appreciate that because it means a lot to me. We're looking to grow our family this year, and hopefully we'll get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year 2027. Next year this time we're supposed to can say we did the damn thing. But anyways, I figured I would make non-negotiables for 2026, just kind of things that I already knew, but just want to reiterate things that I kind of want to reintroduce into my life and, you know, be intentional about. And I also want to hear from you guys. What are some of your non-negotiables for 2026? What are you guys doing differently? What are you guys setting out to be intentional about? There are a couple things, like I said, they're not new to me. They're just things that I really need to be disciplined about and consistent, including YouTube and content creation on a whole, because, you know, it's really something that I enjoy doing. I need to gather myself. And now that I've gathered myself, I really need to, you know, be intentional about it and make it happen. And 2025, a lot of people said 2025 was a bad year for them. It wasn't really a bad year for me in a lot of ways, but I was struggling with a lot of stuff. One of them was my identity. Earlier in the year, actually at the end of 2024 into 2025, it really dawned on me that I never really established an identity for myself outside of being something to somebody else. So I needed to figure out who I was outside of being somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's girlfriend, somebody's friend, somebody's, you know, I had to figure that out. And I feel like I kind of struggled with that a little bit, and then things went downhill after that. And then I had a bit of a mental fog. It's like, I don't know what the hell was happening, but it was there. It was always lingering, and I'd have good days and bad days and then awful days mentally. But the problem was I was never doing anything about it. And so at the end of last year, I did some introspection, some soul searching. I kind of figured some things out. I'ma jump up, I'ma say, this can't go on no longer. 2026 cannot pass me by like 2025 did. I feel like I played with my potential a lot, and looking back, well, them say what for you can be on for you. However, me not gonna make this year, at the end of this year, I should not feel like I felt last year. There must be a difference, and for there to be a difference, I have to actively make that change. So that was a mouthful, but you know, this video is kind of holding me accountable. I must be able to look back next year this time at this video and see where my actions matched my words, and you know, the things that I probably would have written down, whatever. But yeah, one of the greatest things about life is that it gives you the opportunity to start and start and start over and start over and start over again and again and again and again and again, as many times as you want, whether you come with something new or you're just making what you had already better. And I haven't quite figured it all out yet. However, we're doing something until we do. I can't just be sucky and feel sorry for myself and watch life pass me by. No, I'm getting older. I do have goals, and they're not gonna fall out of the sky and hit me in my head. I have to actively work towards them, and I really need some things to happen for me so that I can bless myself and others. And I need to get up off my ass and make it work. But yeah, and then one more thing before I get into my list, because I wrote them down in this book, and then I realized I filmed this video twice actually before. I filmed one last night and I think one the night before. Today is January 9th. Anyways, today is January 9th. I posted a TikTok today. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, go ahead and do that. I posted a TikTok, a week in my life, the first week of January, what I did. So go and check that out. Go follow me and, you know, interact with my post. What was I saying? Oh, one of the things that kind of pulled me out of that funk was when I realized how many Jamaicans, and I'm Jamaican if you're new here and you don't know, but when I realized that quite a few of the content creators that I follow or support on social media were able to leave their 9 to 5s and sustain themselves and then some from content creation alone. I was like, girl, it's out there for everybody. Why you not make use of it and you have the same needs, if not more? Like, that was an inspiration to me. And it wasn't the only thing, but it was like something I was looking at when I was looking at these people watching their content, and I was like, if them can do it, the space is out there for all of us. There's no space that is so heavily saturated that you can get a spot. Food out there for everybody eat. And I had to gather myself and say, self, get it together. But yeah, and that's actually one of my points, one of my non-negotiables for 2026. It's actually finding inspiration within myself, setting up a system within myself, within my space that works for me, as opposed to waiting for inspiration elsewhere or from somebody else, because that might not always come, and sometimes you're gonna need content. But anyways, if I haven't said it before, I'm Khadija. I'm 26 years old. I'm going to be 27 in March. I am a Jamaican creator, content creator who does lifestyle, travel, DIY, vlogs, everything in between, at least until she figures it out, or at least until her niche falls out of heaven in front of her. But yes, this is Life with Kids. Stay for the journey. And let's get into the list. I won't be reading from the paper, but I will be reading what I have. My first non-negotiable is choosing myself without guilt. No over-explaining stuff anymore. And maybe these non-negotiables are some stuff that some of you can take away from it. There's something out there for everybody. Maybe I'm not preaching to myself, and maybe I'm preaching to the choir. So if something in there for you, or there's something in there that you agree with, you can comment down below and let me know. Choosing myself every time, no over explaining, always protecting my peace, and saying no without guilt. That is something I struggle with, and I think I've done a lot better over the last year or two. I need to learn how to say no without explaining myself, because I'm not really want nobody to explanation. I'm my own woman. I work and pay my own bills. I can 100% take care of myself. However, while there might be times where I can avail myself to others, there are times when I have to put myself first. There have been times in the past where I have overlooked my needs so to satisfy the needs of others, and that can't really work. Not every time, not all the time, and people just have to understand that this is a non-negotiable for me. Sorry. So I had 2026 is about choosing myself without guilt. I'm not over explaining anymore. I'm not shrinking to be liked. I don't think I ever was, but I did put up with a lot of slackness just because I didn't want to lose some stuff or some friendships. I'm not forcing myself to stay in places that feel heavy right about now. To be honest, at this point in my life, there's nothing that feels like I'm doing too much. There are some little things that I feel like I will fix and change throughout the year, as it relates to relationships, which I'll get into further down in the video. But everything in my life is capacity right now. I'm a man of God's strongest soldier. I know he thinks otherwise. This is not a request or permission to go and do something that requires me to be the strongest soldier, please. Thank you. But I'm not forcing myself to stay in places that feel heavy, or maybe only work, because you can't have that right now. Also, I don't think content creation is something that I would do, because I know I mentioned creators who have full-time jobs doing content creation. I don't think it's something I would ever do 100%. I do want a 9 to 5. I'm not sure if I have the entrepreneurial spirit inside me, because they have businesses. I don't know if I want a business like that. I do want a 9 to 5, but I do feel like I want to have a 9 to 5 that allows me to fulfill my passion. I don't want to say it's a hobby, but my passion doing content creation. So that's So I only work right now. Yeah. Anyways, if something costs my peace, then it is too expensive, and walking away sometimes is the most powerful form of self-respect. And if anybody know that, it's me. Like, if you know, you know, I have walked away from a lot of things that, yeah, that's all I'ma say. Anyways, non-negotiable number 2, health and body care. Health is wealth, that's a given, there's no question about that. And it doesn't only mean taking care of yourself physically. Mentally, you have to feel alright, and I feel like a lot of people struggle with mental issues, diagnosed and undiagnosed, and there are little things that we can do to make ourselves feel better. So for me, I gained a bit of weight this year, and I feel like for whatever reason I became really conscious about it, especially after I returned to Jamaica. And so I'm gonna start doing, I want to say gym, but unfortunately my country was impacted by a really awful hurricane last year, and so the gym isn't accessible to me. But you know what is? The internet. And you can do at-home workouts, which with all the technology, YouTube, TikTok, I can literally make an at-home plan. I made an at-home plan so that I could exercise at home a couple times a week or a few times a week, and you know, kind of work on that instead of waiting and say, boy, I'm in the gym, you know, so you know, I can really work out. It will work out because I'm being intentional about it, and I'm serious about it. Yeah, so I created an at-home plan so that, you know, I could get my steps in and stuff like that. So my health and my body care is non-negotiable, not even for aesthetics, but just because I deserve to feel better. When you look good too, and like health, like I was saying, the little things that we can do to make ourselves feel better. I can do my own hair to an extent, I can do my nails, and you know, I do my own eyebrows, things like that. I want to get back into makeup. Those little things that I can do to make me feel good because I look good really help. You know, how I put myself together when I'm leaving the house, even if it's just errands me around, even if it's just like a supermarket, you know, just putting myself together. I look good, I feel good, and it really plays a big part. It might not solve the problem, and you probably need to get professional help if you have a really serious mental challenge, but you know, you start somewhere, and that's what I'm doing this year. So yeah, working out, presenting myself better, treating self-care like a responsibility and not a reward. So it's, you know, a responsibility is something that you have to be serious about. You have to take it up on your head. You have to do it. It's not a reward. It's not a, oh, I did this, so let's do this week. No. And consistency is key. Even when you feel like you can't go, you can't push forward. Non-negotiable 3 has to do with content creation. I already touched on it earlier. I have here, if I say I want growth, then I have to act like I want growth. So like I was saying earlier, you have to be intentional about stuff, and then in being intentional, you know, the discipline comes, and then you remain consistent, and it kind of all ties in together, you know, and then you'll see results. Yeah, why my camera overheat at this time? Excuse me. I'm done waiting for perfect ideas and perfect timing, even on days when motivation is low, and that's what I struggle with. It's like I keep up, and then when I feel like I can't bother, I just done this. So I can't do that anymore. I get nowhere, and life I always throw you curveballs. Yeah, go stop every time. No. Even on those days when motivation is low, I will be posting, filming, editing, and contrary to what I see a lot of content creators say about content, I don't have a problem editing. Maybe because I do the whole theatrics with my content right now. But I taught myself how to edit. I watch a couple of YouTube videos, I play around with the apps when I use the devices that I use to film. Right now I'm using my Sony's EV1. You make the things where you have work for you until you can move on and do better or hire an editor. I can't hire an editor right now, so I have to do things myself. So I'm keep it simple. I'm try to do some little cute stuff in between. Content creation for me does not feel like a chore. It is something I genuinely like. It's easy for me to come and sit in front of the camera and talk because I'm a yapper. Once I'm comfortable, I will yap. Pushing past how you feel is always important because you will always feel like crap. And if you always feel like crap and you always act like you feel like crap, then you'll never accomplish anything. And that's not the vibe we're going for in 2026. I promise you. I mentioned earlier as well, I have here building my own system instead of waiting for inspiration. And that's something I really have to, you know. What I did this year differently that I didn't do last year was I planned my whole year. I jotted down each month and content that I can have for each month for both YouTube and TikTok, and then Instagram I kind of not really I go post certain things pan. I'm not sure yet if I want to use Instagram. However, I might rally off Instagram to get more views on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, and just to help grow my overall following. Non-negotiable for relationships, and I have platonic and otherwise. So relationships for me, like I said earlier, I don't really have an issue in my relationships at the moment. Relationships should feel safe, calm, clear, and anything bare minimum or inconsistency or anything that is confusing is a no-go, and that's a given. I am actually excited to meet all the people I have not met yet. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, all the people that have hurt me, whether relationships, platonic or otherwise, in the past, I'm like, I haven't even met all the people who are gonna love me and cherish me, and the people that are in my life currently do so, especially the ones in my very small circle. You know, I'm very appreciative of that, and it's just kind of a reminder, because nobody is perfect, things do happen, life happens, and you know, it's just a reminder to us that relationships should be our safe space, whether you're a friend or otherwise. And I will say something controversial. I'm all for a low maintenance friendship and maybe or low maintenance relationships, but I'm gonna explain what I mean, because I saw somebody say that low maintenance relationships or friendships or whatever means you don't call or you don't check in. That's not what it is for me. A low maintenance friendship or relationship is just, we not talk 24/7. We do talk. We talk like maybe once, twice, 3 times a week. Maybe that is not low maintenance to a lot of people, but that's low maintenance to me. High maintenance is talking every day, checking in, calling, FaceTiming, everything, all the time. I have a high maintenance relationship with a couple of my friends and my family, obviously, and my relationship with my boyfriend. But you can't have a high maintenance relationship with everybody. That no, I don't feel like that's reality. So I could get at that. I'm totally okay with low maintenance friendships. I have friends that I don't speak to very often, once a week, once every now and again, and the friendship does not feel like it has suffered. So maybe I just the people them want to friend with, to be very honest with you. Maybe we need to check that for 2026. I don't know. Maybe that's your non-negotiable. Questioning where I stand with people will have me through the door. Very much so, and if any of my friendships or relationships choose to falter this year, that's exactly what I will be doing, because people know what them I do. Man, woman, boy, girl. Everybody know what them I do. Everybody are big people. We're not kids anymore. This isn't high school. We're very well aware of what we're doing, and a lot of us try to play the victim. Not us, because I'm very self-aware, so it's not me. But a lot of people try to play the victim when they've done others wrong and try to act like them get hurt and oh, people wrong them and they never do nothing wrong yet, and then they have people who support them, friends and family, and so they never ever change and they continue doing it down the line forever and ever. Amen. Not with me though. Play somewhere else. Sorry, not sorry. Last but not least, because kind of ties in with relationships. It never really was, but no one gets unlimited access anymore. Just like every other non-negotiable, my time and energy are valuable and I have to protect that. And then in brackets I have privacy is power. Yeah, that's also a big thing too. I no longer blab my business. And even in content creation, there are some things that I will never come on the internet and say. I don't want to do drama. I don't want drama attached to my name. I don't want everybody to say, you know, no life with kids, girl. She and the man did. She and the girl did. Hell no. When people think of my content, when people think of me, it must be wholesome. Everything I have is aesthetic, because I'm by far not an aesthetic girl. But everything must alright. I don't want to cast back on my name and not cast on my channel. So yeah, privacy is power. Sometimes just, and everything good for eat, good for talk. Sometimes you shut the hell up. even with good news, I've learned the hard way because I've overshared my life in bits and pieces, and I've had to learn the hard way. People know, people will, even your friends and family, they'll go through the same thing and they react differently, them act differently. Your big thing is not their big thing, your bad thing is definitely their worst thing, and you get judgment or maybe a response you just never anticipated, and it throws you. And I've learned the hard way. Like I said, these are all things I knew, but just things I'm gonna reintroduce into my routine, into my life. You not hear me from this? Oh, okay. I'm really, I don't know what God is doing, but I have such an unwavering hope for 2026 that I just feel like it's gonna work out. Because why wouldn't it? Like, I know life isn't perfect, and like I said earlier, life will always throw you curveballs, but me I go throw them back. Yeah, when life give me lemon, me go turn them in a watermelon and fling them back. Yeah, I'm not gonna make life get me down. The Lord knows my heart, and he sees and understands where I want to go with this, and he will allow me to get the desires of my heart. From me do my part, then him will fix the rest of it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. But yeah, this was a good little yap session. I've gone 24 minutes so far. And yeah guys, let me know down below what you guys think. How are you guys feeling? Do you guys have New Year's resolutions? Damn battery overheat. Feel like you're about to catch on fire, so I'm just switch out the batteries real quick so that I could end it. But anyways, like I was saying, I'm very hopeful for 2026. It has to be better than 2025, whatever the hell that was. And I have no doubts about that. But yeah, I'm excited to create content. Let me know what kind of content you guys want to see from me this year, and let me know what your plans are. Do you guys have New Year's resolutions? I think I might be making a video about this. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on YouTube yet because I don't know if I'll have enough content for it. But instead of New Year's resolutions, because I was so serious about being intentional this year about content and just life in general, I found something else that was easier for me to break down my goals to 12-week plans. Compiled, it wasn't my idea, I saw it on TikTok, but I figured it would work better for somebody like me who has made vision boards, you know, with the pretty pictures and everything, had it as my screensaver, and thought that that would magically fix my life. But that never really worked. Yeah, so it's a 12-week or quarterly plan, and it kind of breaks down your goals into smaller pieces, more attainable parts, so that it's easier to reach. So for example, let's say you want to get a car, and you know, so by November 2026 you want to have a car. What it does is, for like the first 4 months of the year, it says to you, or first 3 months of the year, it says to you, all right, from January to March, you need to find the kind of car that you would like to purchase. You need to view the stats, all the pros and the cons, decide if that's what you want to get. And then for that quarterly, the second quarter, you're gonna like start putting away money. If you haven't already started doing that, you're gonna see what you need to get for financing, you know, and it kind of just helps you to get to your goal, not faster, but like in a better way. Maybe it helps you. Like I said, I'm gonna show you guys on TikTok maybe how I do mine, or whatever information I might be able to share on that. I don't know if I'll get enough footage for YouTube. Maybe I'll still do it just for content's sake. But yeah, I'm very excited about this year. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes. All good things, and I'll be in good faith for the year, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. I hope the year will be good for all of us, I believe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I already filmed my second video, guys. Don't believe that? Yes, y'all do, because I said I was gonna be consistent and intentional, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So as soon as you guys get this video, there will be one edited, and it's actually already edited too, but I kind of wanted to post my non-negotiables for 2026 first before I got into the fun and activities and everything. I want to hear from you guys down below. This was a very good yap session. Don't make it go to waste. Let's interact, let's grow. our family this year. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next already recorded video. Bye.